I want to be better at public speaking, and here's how I'm going to do it. So, when I say public speaking, I'm not just referring to giving speeches and presentations, but one of the things that I'm also referring to is the ability to communicate interpersonally with another human being. It's very important to me that I have an ability to influence people. And I don't mean that in a toxic way, I just mean that in a way of socializing, making friends, getting people to see my side of the story, convincing them, getting them to understand what I say, or at the very least, not being misunderstood. Another catalyst for this video is that I was editing a video recently. A video that I made on Wednesday, that I shot on Wednesday, it was just unusable. For one, because the video idea itself was not the strongest, and also because my expression in the video was just terrible. I was just watching back the footage and seeing just garbage. Just the way I formulated my points, my pronunciation on certain words, the way I was struggling to say certain things. It was awful. And I watched that and I said, I can't use this. So that's why I'm making this video, and I'm promising to myself that in the coming months, I need to be a much better public speaker than I am now. Granted, I'm not the worst person out there. So what have I done to be not that bad? Now, in terms of public speaking as well as interpersonal communication, I'm not the worst person out there, and I've certainly improved my abilities in that by reading certain books, How to Influence and Influence People, The Confidence Gap, and just being more aware of my, social surroundings, being more in the moment, I guess you could say, and just being concentrated on one thing. And to be honest, I don't mind attention. I'm not one of these people, like I'm an introvert, but I don't mind attention. I'm not one of these people that's like neurotically, oh, why is everyone looking at me, this, that, the other. As long as the attention is not specifically bad, I can really, I can handle it. I don't mind it. So presentations, that kind of thing. But it's just the way I sound on camera and the way I go about saying these things. Unless I have a hard script working with, then I have the tendency to go off and add things, and it just makes editing a mess. It makes producing these videos a bit dodgy because you want to create a certain quality of video. Quick summary of the problems I personally have identified in my public speaking when I watch these videos are the following. So the first thing is pronunciation. It could be my microphone, but I also find that I have a tendency to slur certain words when I'm speaking very quickly. And I suppose when I'm speaking in real life to other people, it's not that big of a deal because they understand what I'm saying and it's a casual conversation. But because I want to feel comfortable doing these videos, maybe I have carried over this tendency into these videos, and I don't like that. I want I want everyone, any English speaker from any country, to understand what I'm saying at all times. So I want to adjust my pronunciation of words when I'm speaking on camera. The other thing is grammar. This isn't so bad in my opinion, but there are some times where I maybe put on an S where I don't need to have an S, or I leave off an S, or something of that nature, something small, something, it doesn't happen a lot, but it really makes me cringe whenever it does happen. And I really want to smooth that out. Pacing. This happens more so when I'm doing these off the cuff videos where I only have my book scripts. See it there? When I only have like my journal notes of the video ideas I want to create. But sometimes I feel like the pacing is not ideal. You know how people tell you when you want to make a point, you slow down, and when you're just going about it, you speed up, or when you want to stop one point and then go into another, you slow down. These are the things that I really want to focus on, and right now as I'm saying this, I'm kind of doing it. But there's definitely room for improvement in the aspect of the pacing and the overall tone of the videos and how I change that. Variety. I want to improve the variety of the words I use in my videos. This is probably the weakest one out of all of them, but I still think it's something that could be improved. It's not that my vocabulary is small, it's just that I use a very small or smaller group of words than I would like when I'm describing certain things, and that's not terrible. That's not inexcusable. But again, I'm setting higher standards for myself. I want to sound better. I want to use more words. Eye contact. Sometimes when I'm making my videos, I see that I'm looking off to the side, trying to, get the words in my head, which is only natural. But I figured, and I've actually been doing this throughout the course of this video, looking more into the camera, keeping eye contact. It's not eye contact, obviously, because it's a camera, but you get the picture. The message means more when there's that eye contact, when there's that human to human connection that you don't really get as much when I'm like, well, the way I think about it is, and that stuff is weak. I don't want that. Concentration. This applies more so to the videos where I only use notes to make, as opposed to long, detailed scripts where I've already written all the words I want to say. If I use my notes, I have a tendency to go off topic, add things, which isn't always bad, but add things, and then one thing leads to another, and then I'm speaking about something else I didn't mean to speak about originally. And so I want to still have an element of variability in what I'm saying, but I don't want to go too off topic, and that has to do with my concentration. So I'm just going to be more aware of these problems. I'm just going to try really hard to smooth them out. I'll be able to see how well I'm doing because I'm editing these videos, so I know exactly, okay, I was looking off to the side a lot. I messed up the pronunciation of some words here and there. So my main goals, how will I know when I have reached my goal? So the first thing, I'll know I've reached this when I can make heavily edited videos in like the style of my other videos on this channel, without having a heavy script, without having every word scripted, every point scripted, because that would mean that when I'm editing, it's very easy to pick out what I'm going to say next because, there's a script and I know what I said, and it just makes it easier because there's this. The next goal, as I've said, is accelerating the process of making these videos, because if I just don't have to write a script where I can just sit down for an hour and already have all the information I need for a video, or even just sit down in front of the camera and just talk and not even need to go through that process of writing, then that would really accelerate the whole process and I could make these videos more efficiently, which is what I think I should really focus on at this point in time. And for the last point in the script, I've written just be boss, and have fun explaining that one, smiley face. I think what I mean by that is that it means I can just kind of wing it, not just for video, just for everything. If I'm speaking to someone, and I want it to be a case where if I'm in a room and I'm speaking, everyone stops, like everyone just like looks at me and just listens to me, because the way I speak and what I have to say is so unique, and the way I can articulate that is so captivating that you just can't help but listen to me. And I really want that effect. I see it in some people. And it's like, if I could just get that, and I don't want to do it because of anything evil or narcissistic or anything degenerate, like, oh yeah, I could get a lot of bitches with that. Like, no, I just really like that ability. I think it suits me. I think it would suit me to be able to have that captivating effect on people. So that's what I'm trying to develop from here on out. That's everything I said in this video. I'm going to film another video now, but that's everything I said for this video. And the next video will be more informative, I guess, more deep. So with that being said, peace.